Which one of what you do makes the most money? You got some serious ways to make money. I got to know.
Trading.
I knew it.
I have a 92% win rate, and we're all pretty close. I was a mom at 16.
Really?
You're either going to learn how money works for you, or you're going to have to work for money.
You were almost a millionaire at 19 years old.
I got into direct sales at 19, did very well for myself in a health and wellness company. Made it just about to 7 figures. I didn't make it to quite 7 figures yet. In short, really what becoming your own bank means is that you're taking your financial future out of the hands of a public financial institution and you're putting it into the hands of a private financial institution. What we typically like to do when we're working with our clients is identify if they're looking to do a death benefit focus or a cash value focus. If you want a policy that you can use more of the cash to live a legacy, you want the lowest death benefit possible.
Okay.
And the reason for that is because the higher the death benefit, the higher the fees. So every year, the insurance carrier will be taking a larger amount from your cash value because they're anticipating that we're going to have to pay out a larger amount.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it for cash, you say, nope, my children have these other policies. I want to use this for investing. You do the lowest death benefit possible so that you can maximize your cash value. If you're a part of the Land Bank Club, we got you. One of the things our clients do essentially pay about 4 figures to get their plans reviewed and go over their top financial goals and priorities. But I really value you. I rock with you and what you're doing. So I would love to offer it to your community complimentary.
Welcome to the Land Bank Show, where we highlight some of the most creative and non-traditional ways to make money in real estate. We will showcase some of the world's greatest male and female real estate developers and teach you how you can make money by using the same strategies. Now, it's time to develop. Here's your host, Charles Noonan.
Welcome to another episode of the Land Bank Show, where we highlight dope individuals that run up a ton of money through non-traditional ways in real estate. Today, we have Alexis Holifield, wealth strategist, professional trader, teacher of millennial millionaire. She owns a real estate company. But today, we really gonna go deep into infinite banking.
Yes, we are.
All right, I don't know if I left some stuff out. So that's your camera right there. Can you introduce yourself in the way that you want? Because that's all the stuff that I love about what you do.
Well, I'm grateful. So my name is Alexis Holifield. I am a wealth strategist, professional day trader, and certified cryptocurrency expert. What I do in a nutshell is I advise for family offices, and I pretty much launch insurance agencies across the nation for pretty much center of influences or communities who want to introduce how to become their own bank to their community.
Thank you so much for that.
Yes.
All right, so there's a couple things we got to talk about, right? Well, tell me this. As an entrepreneur, which one of what you do makes the most money?
Oh, you getting deep today.
Yeah, you got some serious ways to make money. I got to know. Because I know, I'm not even going to give it nothing away. Just go ahead.
So I'm going to say trading.
I knew it. Is that the easiest?
It's the easiest now, but it was the hardest skill set to gain.
You had to learn it.
It's more so the psychology. So I always tell my students, my mentees, that when you're learning how to trade or create your own economy,
right,
it's 90% mental, it's 90% supernatural, metaphysical, and it's only 10% skill set.
90% supernatural. 90% supernatural, metaphysical.
Seriously.
This
is biblical principles. These are things that understanding abundance. Right? Because learning how to we live in one of the richest countries. I understand our GDP and our economy and our recession, things of that nature, but we still live in one of the richest countries on this planet. So when you kind of consider that, it's what is the main thing that differentiates? So think about it. In trading, there's $6.6 trillion per day traded in the Forex market.
Yep.
Okay, so what's the differentiating factor between someone who makes it and someone who doesn't?
There's a lot of them. But I agree with you, and this is why I'm going to tell you how. My son trades Forex.
Okay.
He has 3 sets of pairs that he likes. And when he's locked in and focused, he makes a lot of money. This is not anything that I've ever shared. I think I've probably shared 1 or 2 stories that you've watched, so you know he does this, right? And when he's locked in and focused, and like you said, has that mindset, he kills it. And he's a basketball player.
Okay.
So he trades during the off season only, where he can really lock in, focus. He has a set time to trade. He has his peers that he watches. He watches the news first, right? It is a psychological piece to it. He watches there's certain levers.
Listen to what you're saying right
place.
now. He's trading in the zone. He's checking the time. He's waiting for the prey to approach the target.
He has his pairs, right? But you learn those pairs that he trades. He learns them. He understands them.
Yes.
He understands their currencies, and he understands the strategies, right? Like the engulfings, and he trades price actions.
Patterns.
Yes, he understands the candles. Just to try and simplify it. And probably because of my limited, I would say, capability to mentally lock in and focus, I just tell him to trade break and retest and bullish engulfings. Like if you just stay to those two and you really lock in and focus and just
which one are those ones?
Patient. I'm not about to teach. I was
like, which one?
I know you know what they are though. So anyway. There's so much money to be made and so easily. So easily. All right, so that's where you make the most? Or is that what you find most profitable?
So I think it depends on what we're determining profitable. Like when it comes to consistency in the market and like so this is, let me share something with you. So one of my mentors, Myron Golden, he always says that his objective is to change our perspective.
Okay.
And so when you change the perspective that you have about money and like cash accumulation, you realize that it's more valuable to have cash flow than accumulated cash.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So like my policies, insurance, like my real estate company, when it comes to accumulated cash, sure. Like,
that's the fastest way to get it.
I mean, it comes in the biggest amounts.
Okay.
But when it comes to trading, operating in percentages, one of my mottos for years, Charles, has been, if I make 1% a day, it'll keep a poverty lifestyle away.
Of course.
And so I just knew if I made 1% a day on my funded account, I started with a $150,000 funded account with a prop firm.
Okay.
And I just needed to know how to hit. I was listening heavy on Bob Proctor, heavy on like Napoleon Hill, Earl Nightingale. And I'm just like, all right, well, they say to write down my goal. I want to make at least $20,000 a month in this market. And so that's where I learned to operate in percentages and not dollars.
Yeah, his is to earn. And we're going to get off this topic too, because it's just something I've been dying to talk to you about, but it's something that not everybody does or knows how to do.
But it's so I want to say this, so it's so powerful if they do know.
Yeah.
And even if you don't have the ability to learn the skill set, even knowing how to earn while you learn, or just kind of, even if it's a family goal, before we get off the topic, one of our family goals was we wanted to each contribute 10%, my family and I, right? Because I got my insurance license, my dad trades, my uncle trades, my aunt trades, and they're all like, I don't want to say they're better than me. I have a 92% win rate, and we're all pretty close.
What?
For the past 5 years, yeah. And so we do this together, but our first goal accumulatively was like, okay, well, my dad was in insurance when he was in his 20s. So he taught me about credit and leveraging other people's money and studying about the Federal Reserve when I was like 14. So I kind of understood that. But my thought process was, well, if you guys trust me, let's all save 10% of our income until we can buy an automated trader. And it took a couple months because I had to really convince them that this was something that was going to work.
So at 92% success rate, you trying to automate it to get what, 95?
I'm trying to automate it to remove the human emotion from it.
You mastered emotion now here's where emotion, people don't know this. Let me explain emotion. My son trades and I tell him do 5% a day. He's got like $40,000 in the account, right? And you can clearly see how fast you can get to 100,000 at a compounded 5% a day.
Yep.
Here's the emotional part. He misses a trade. He knows why. He's only supposed to make 2 trades a day, right? If you win the first, you do 2 or 3 based on how strong you feel. Then you do the other 2. That'll equal 5. If you lose the trade, you get one more shot After that, lights out, close, leave,
We're
get out of
done.
here. Right? We're done. Win or lose, emotionally, he goes crazy, or he used to until it took time. So he'd win 2 and be like, Dad, this is so easy. I just made $2,000. I'm like, all right, you're done. What are you talking about? He's like, let me just do one more. I'm hot. I'm like, no, that's your 5%. Get out of here. Turn it off. He's like, all right. Then I go back and he like did another trade. He's 17, by the way.
So do you see why I say the psychology is 90%?
I agree with you.
Okay.
And the same thing when he loses, though. So I've come home from like $45,000 a day before, and it's at like 41,000. And then I look and you see a loss. I'm like, dude, what happened to 2% a day? And it's not a funded account or leveraged account or whatever, margin account. It's like real 40,000, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what happened? He's like, I didn't read the news, man. Something happened. And I'm like, but why didn't you? So even if you skip the news, why didn't you stop? He's like, I didn't want to lose $3,000. So yeah, it's
Super psychological.
It's super psychological,
Yeah.
right? You have to be disciplined. You have to just, like, I would say 90%, it's mental.
The whole wealth building is 90% mental. And to bring it back to Myron Golden, so when he's saying his objective is to change your perspective, is because, like, when you look at the purpose of money, like, if you would have asked me that question 3 years ago, I would have said my real estate company, like my, because I have so we work in excess proceeds and overages, surplus funds. It's $1 billion industry, they say.
Yeah.
So yeah, our checks are great, but what I learned from Myron Golden is cash is not to be a pool to be viewed. It's a tool to be used.
Yes.
So now I leverage these assets to maximize percentages earned in trading, which is why I would say trading, because it produces more cash flow consistently. Like you said, what's the point of automation? Well, now the point of the automation is, because, I'm from California, SoCal.
Yeah.
The market opens at 6:30 a.m. our time. So for years, I've had to wake up at 4:44,
Yeah.
5 a.m. and be up
And prepare.
and
do everything you got to do.
now I've been able to take the strategy that I have and I put it into automation. And
I still don't believe a bot could do it. How's your bot performing for you? Is it better than 92%?
I wish I had my phone right here, because I'll show you. We were just up 9% yesterday. So it typically averages around what you're telling your son, around 5%.
That's killer.
It's killer. But it's good, because that's my whole goal, even to bring it all back, right? Like what you're doing. It's one thing to come on here and say, the Land Bank show, this is the end result. Follow me to get there, but you never give them the how to.
Yeah.
For me, I don't feel like I'm doing God's work if I'm just flaunting around that I make a certain amount of money and I'm not telling people, because here's the problem with traders, and this is all relative.
Wait, you going to share the bot with me?
I'm happy to.
Oh, yes.
Come on,
All right.
Charles.
It's Land Bank team, Caden, and Charles Jr., we getting a bot.
And
y'all don't have to be disciplined
the greatest
anymore.
part is this. The greatest
neither
part is
do
I
I.
always tell, like, my traders, my investors, I'm going to teach you how to trade, and I will give you access to these bots, but I'm also going to show you how to get your own. So that way, like your son, whatever his strategy is, it's an open source AI code that can be added to his bot.
And only take the trades based on certain...
His confluences. It's called confluences.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
So no emotion. If the setup is there,
Right.
the trade's executed. If the setup is not there, the trade is not executed.
That's cool. So
Yeah.
you don't have to, like, clear your mind, clear your space.
Every household
Calm
needs
down.
this. Every household needs to
The
be
bot?
watching the Land Bank show.
Oh, yeah.
Every household needs to have land. Every household needs to have a private family bank, and every household needs to have at least the bare minimum knowledge of how price action works. Similar to what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're saying, I'm not an expert, but you have enough knowledge about it to talk to your son about it, and now your son is economically and energetically empowered to do it. Which, for where we're going, we need this.
Yeah. So I paid $14,000 for a course to learn. I made some money, but I got too busy and didn't want to, like, lose focus or risk it. So it sat there. then made him watch it. And the mentor always told me like it would be good for the younger generation because they're gamers. And they said they can see patterns better than we can. So I don't play video games anymore, right? But they said they could see patterns and identify and recognize. And when he did it, he was killing.
Now, you know what's crazy about what you're saying? Now, this is completely off script.
I
did not plan to talk about
script.
this. But can I share a project with you that I've been working on that I'm really excited about?
Go ahead.
Okay. Because you just gave me a confirmation.
This is all money.
This is all money.
All money.
But let me tell you something. So when I was working with my clients, right, Charles, like they would set up these, because we have I'm partnered with the referral-based only wealth management firm.
Okay.
So like we have NFL clients, we have like, you know, people from the entertainment industry. So most of these people are just people who have money, like, and they know because like they don't want to try something new, so they'll just ask,
right,
hey, who's doing your finances? And so what will end up happening is like one day the spirit put on my heart and was like, why don't you ask them who their beneficiaries are? And so I started asking them, like, who's your beneficiary going to be? And they're like, you know, very few men were saying what you said, which is, I want to make sure my kids are empowered. Yeah. Most of them said the complete opposite. They
like,
got to figure it out on their own.
No. So,
but for those of them who said that they want their kids, I started asking, well, are you open to them joining on a call when we close this policy so that they know how it works? So long story short, after like 10 of them and them giving crazy reviews, I partnered with one of the top options trading companies. I mean, they do crazy, like not by what they do, but by what their results of their community.
Right.
And I was like, hey, like I see 40-year-old, 50-year-old nurses doing this. Can we start a STEM program for children?
Yeah.
Like STEM inspired, so it can be stock market, tech, entrepreneurship. But let's gamify the stock market. So that way, instead of paying children to do dishes, we can do exactly what you're doing. And so to hear you say this, I'm just like, this is good.
It's a surefire way to kick them off your credit card. But I'll tell you something before we move on too. So he was to trade 4 o'clock every day. Season's over.
What inspired you to position him? I know this is, but what inspired you to position him in that position for trading when you realized you didn't have the time?
Just as a parent who cares about their kids, who cares about their future, I feel like it's my job to teach them how to make money. So they have a real estate portfolio. They will inherit a real estate portfolio.
Right.
They'll inherit money, but like that's meaningless because, right? Like we all know what happens to people when they inherit money. They don't value it.
Squander.
Yeah, it gets squandered. I didn't want to say that. Hopefully they don't squander. But I didn't want to say that. But I wanted to teach them how to make money as early as possible.
And what inspired you? Because one of the things I was listening to, like when you're teaching, I feel like one of the things that makes you most passionate is how you are teaching us. I was going to say how we are going to do, but how you are teaching us to do something that I don't want to say no one in our generation has done, but they haven't.
Yeah.
And so oftentimes I feel like it's really easy to be like, based on my clients, you know, they got it. They'll figure it out. But I still hear you saying, even though I'm going to leave them. I heard you mention your net worth before we were recording.
Don't ever say that word.
And you know,
don't ever say that number.
I wouldn't. But, you know, for you to be at that level and still say, I still want to leave a intellectual asset for my child. That's the part for me that I'm just like it's really inspired by.
So this is what he said to me. One day he sent me a text. I'm sure I still have it. But he said, Dad, thank you for teaching me how to make money and to support myself for the rest of my life. And that was the goal, right? So
were you at a stoplight when you read that?
Every once in a while, they say little stuff like that. The older one, he makes his mistakes and, you know, he knows I'm so upset and so like fuming mad. I'm like, what are you doing? And then we'll fight. And then he's like, yeah, Dad, you know you was right, by the way. And I'm like, if you know I'm right the last 5 times, just listen to what I'm saying right now. He'd be like, no, I'm doing it this way. But whatever. So yeah, every once in a while I get little messages from them like, I
that's
appreciate it. You
powerful.
taught me right, whatever. Or, like what you said, I'm realizing is true. And I'll be like, why you ain't realize it was true when I said it the first time? Because then we wouldn't falter. But that's kids. That's being young and youthful.
But like,
and
what put that in your spirit to? And the
Here,
reason
I'ma
I'm
tell you.
asking that is because, like, even with what you're doing, it's like
I'ma
the
tell
sooner
you.
we can talk to our kids about this, the better.
No, I'm going to tell you. I didn't grow up with money. They were born and started making a lot of money. So some of the finer things in life I started experiencing with them. And I'm thinking like, all right, so y'all got to get off my credit cards, because they just walking around swiping credit cards for everything. They don't really know how to make money. They don't even know the value. They just spend cars, things like that. We just have things that they use, but they don't know.
They don't
I'm
understand
paying
the cost.
for it. Yeah, they don't understand the cost and that it's actually something that's paid for. Right? They just don't. No, this is real. So
He's like, this card is not
a magic wand.
It doesn't come from the digital.
It's not a
from the
magic
digital
wand.
content.
They think it's a magic wand, right? they really do. So I'm like, all right, I got to teach these kids how to make their own money. And real estate trading and a couple other skill sets I taught them, I think is an easy way and interesting, but it's timeless. So real estate's been around forever,
Facts.
right? And there's like 5 pillars of wealth. This interview is about you, though. But of the 5 pillars of wealth, right? It's funny, we're talking about life. We're going to get to life insurance is one of them. Passing down a business, right, is another, right? There's businesses that have been around since the 1800s or 1900s. Those family names are still kicking.
So basically, they do business acquisition within their family.
No, I'm not there yet. I'm
Okay.
not there yet. But I'm just giving you the
But
pillars.
I'm saying, like, and to veg you back off what you're saying, they're basically doing business acquisition within their own families, though. They're like acquiring from the previous generation, right?
No.
Okay.
There is no previous generation of wealth in my family. I'm
Okay.
the one.
So you're saying you started this?
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's the 5 pillars, right? Life insurance.
Okay.
You can create generational wealth through life insurance, right? People have these policies. They die in the next generation. The wealth is passed down through life insurance. There's businesses, right? It's funny, we both own insurance agency. So I do own an insurance agency, but it's on the PNC side. It's PNC only. I did do Series 6 and 63, but I'm kind of like away from the franchise model, and I own an independent agency, but I don't really.
Are you guys sure we're sitting on the right side? I think I should be asking him the questions, because
The stock market is another way, right? Buying large cap stocks at a younger age. Like, let's just say I bought large cap stocks at 20 and I passed down that portfolio. What the Google, the Facebook, the Disney, what those things were, let's just say 60 years ago, passing that portfolio down is another way of passing down generational wealth. Trading the stock market. What else? What other 5 pillars? Either way, you got a plane to catch. So.
I think, okay.
So we'll go through the 5 pillars. But one of the things I wanted to talk to you about was infinite banking. We're going to get there. You are going to explain it to us in layman's terms to the Land Bank team, to the Land Bank Show's audience. But I wanted to ask you before you got to where you were, right? Because it sounds like you're taking wealth and you're growing it to like different heights and different levels, right? Your conversation is just at a different level from a lot of conversations that I have on a daily basis with Land Bank team members. So I like bringing people like you on to teach and talk about it so that we can all understand these concepts. Because like you said, it's the perspective of money is how you look at it. that can change your mindset and then change, like, that information can close the wealth gap based on the information. So I want to talk about that, but I want to talk a little bit about if you could share a time where things weren't the way they are for you today.
So a time things weren't the way they were for me now. So I feel like there were quite a few times, but I'm not going to like go too deep into all of the times, but I'll go into depth about the most recent time.
Okay.
So the most recent time, so I started my entrepreneurship journey when I was 16.
Okay.
I was doing drop shipping, and I was working with my aunt, and she was just like, we're going to make money copying and pasting, okay? You don't need to understand this. I just need you to copy these listings and paste them here.
Right.
And then it's like PayPal, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. So I was really excited because I did good in school, but I was like, wow, like money. I just had this idea that money was not hard to make because of how readily available it seemed.
So were you making it in drop shipping?
So I was making it, but through her account. So she was basically paying me to list the items for her. But I was not old enough to have a PayPal account yet. So my whole goal was to get 18 so I could get a PayPal account.
Right.
So from then on, I was studying like T. Harv Eker and like, you know, Jack Canfield and these different people just because I wanted to know how money worked, because I was like, look, I like this, but I don't like her being able to tell me like when I can and cannot make money, because she was telling me like when to start and when to stop. And I just didn't work with my personality.
Were you getting paid? A lot?
I mean,
so you was running it up at 16?
Yeah, I mean, in my PayPal account still, because I still got the same PayPal account, I was leveraging at least 5 to 10K a month.
Man.
And this is
wait, is this the bad time? Is this the time where things?
No, this is where things were. This is when I'm first getting introduced to. I'm getting introduced to a new concept that money is not hard to make. Okay. I'm in school. They're telling me to go to school. That's how I'm going to be successful. But then I'm with my family and my grandmother, my Mima, because we're Cuban. She was a coder for IBM and for Experian. So she would always say, like, don't be a worker bee. Don't be a worker bee. Don't be a worker bee. So I'm like, well, dang, am I supposed to be, my dad's telling me to do it in school. Like, she's telling me not to be a worker bee, and I'm also making this money online. So I just kind of 50-50 did. I still did good in school, but I was still running it up online, turned 18, you know, opened my PayPal account, went to my first T. Harv Eker Secrets of the Millionaire Mind seminar, and I'm learning how money works.
At
and
what
I'm like
age?
19.
Damn, your parents did good for you.
No, I was a mom at 16, so I had to.
Really? Congratulations.
Yeah, so for me, it was like, you're either going to learn how money works for you, or you're going to have to work for money. So you're going to have to pick a side. So it was kind of like survival of the fittest. So long story short, to wrap up the seminar in a sentence, I learned money mechanisms that helped me grow my money because of the leadership skills I had. I was able to grow a team. I got into direct sales at 19, did very well for myself in a health and wellness company. Damn. Made it just about to 7 figures. I didn't make it to quite 7 figures yet.
At what age?
I was like 21. I was in college. I was literally walking up to everybody and I was asking them, hey, if you or anybody you know want to lose 5 pounds in 5 days? And everybody said yeah. Yeah. So, you know, it was just kind of, I'm very coachable. It wasn't because I had a skill set. It was because I was very coachable. And I was ignorance on fire.
Let's get this. You were almost a millionaire at 19 years old?
Only just ignorance on fire. Like, God literally just placed the right people in my life, I swear. Like, it wasn't because, you know, some people are like, because I'm a unicorn. I mean, I don't really think I'm a unicorn. I really know that, like, Allah put the right people in my life, and I'm coachable. So I was like, okay, I can do that. So 5 years in, I'm thinking that I'm like Burna Boy and 21 Savage. I'm on top of the world. So I'm like, there's nothing that can happen. And like my bonus mom suddenly like gets sick and passes away. Okay. And it's like my brother's mom, like she's like my mom. My dad married her when I was 12. Wealthy, married us into a wealthy family. So I learned a lot about money. Like I learned a lot of differentiating factors between the haves and the have-nots from them. And I lost everything, including my mind. Unlike no cap. Like I couldn't even, I just gave up. Like I didn't even want to try. I tried and I was like, you know what, God? I've had a very fragmented childhood and I've held on. I've done good. I couldn't physically fathom why this was happening, because I felt like I had done so much right. Be a virtuous woman, do this, go to college. I graduated with a 4.4 GPA with
4.4.
documented. I still have my transcripts. 4.4 GPA because I had AP classes. Went straight to a 4-year university. So to me, I'm thinking you've defied all the odds.
Yeah.
And for this to happen was just devastating. And so it wasn't just devastating for me, but to watch my family go through it, I had to relinquish my ego. And so that was when I like to say I lost everything, including my own mind. And that was the turning point for me, where it took a little time, you know, because you kind of like, God kind of holds your face. Like if you're going parasailing, he's like, shh, shh, you know. And over time, I just decided, like after like year 2, I was like, all right, you have to pick up the principles. If you want to participate in the promise, God has already given you the principles.
Yeah.
So that was a time when things were not as they were now, but I was able to rely on principles. So that's why now with the Millennial Millionaire, with clients, I always tell them I can teach you about products and philosophies, but I'd rather teach you about principles, because those will outlive anything that I can tell you.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That is a story. Did she teach you a lot about wealth management and principles as well?
Indirectly. Like when I went to, you know, like when we went on family vacation, we would have like, you know, 2 beach homes in San Diego on the beachfront. But I never seen them have bills out.
Yeah.
That was the difference. It's like every time I went to, you know, my other side of the family, the conversations are always about lack. And it was always about this bill is due. But with them, a lot was indirectly, yeah.
That's why that's why my kids don't necessarily they didn't have a concept of money. And that's why I said it was like a magic wand, because I wanted them to more focus on education and learning the principles of making money.
Right.
So it's not about like the dollars, like you said, right? It's more about understanding how to make money.
Facts.
The 5th pillar of wealth is education. It just came to me. Right? It's education. Now, education goes deep. It goes to like the higher level of education is really how you pass down generational wealth. It's not through like your local community college.
Right. So like 4 stages of learning.
Yeah.
Like really getting into
education at the highest level, right? Your Ivy Leagues.
Okay.
Corporations recruit from there. The corporations that pay the most money, right? So it's a little bit deeper. I don't want to get into that too much. I really want to talk more about that story. Is amazing how you just chilled out for a couple years, just didn't want to do anything.
I had to, because for me it was a couple of things that came to my realization. I was like, well, number one, I feel like I had worked so hard.
Yeah.
And to see it crumble so fast, to me, 90 days is fast when you've been working. Like when you're in direct sales and network marketing, you know that it's literally it's only a compensation plan, but it's a personal development plan that's attached to it. Yeah. Meaning your compensation is only going to grow as much as your personal development. So my check to me is not like, I don't consider it as like I've made this much money. It's like, wow. Someone brought to my attention, I have a YouTube video from 9 years ago talking about how to create a financial blueprint.
Nice.
Right?
Nice.
So for me, it was just a space and time where I realized the importance of, again, principles and applying them.
So what was the pivotal point that got you like back on your feet to say, all right, I need to get back into life and running it up and like making it happen? Did you just snap out of like this?
I wish I could
place?
Say I did. No, it was really just like journaling was really what got me back.
We got to do a part 2.
Journaling
like, this
really
is
got
just
me back.
2 hours is going to be too short for us, even if we did 2 hours. But journaling is huge.
Yeah, so for me, I have been studying quantum physics, neuroscience at that point, it had been almost 10 years. Okay. So I knew. But I was just so disappointed with God. I felt like I was like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
That's literally how I felt. But it came to a point where I was just like, okay, Alexis, like, really, it was just God. I can't really say like, it just came from like me knowing what I need to do and me starting to do it. So I moved to a whole new state. Okay. Like I moved to Atlanta with my aunt. She was doing like brand ambassadoring for Porsche and Louis Vuitton. So she was like, hey, why don't you just have a new life? And I was like, I don't want to do that. She's like, I am an entrepreneur. She's like, this is entrepreneurship, but you want to reset. So I started working with brands like Louis Vuitton, Porsche, Diet Coke, just different brands. And I started making more money. And then after a while, I was just like, it's time. Like, you can't grieve anymore. So it's time for you to start putting the principles into place. But this time I asked Allah, I asked God, I said, well, can you show me a blueprint? If I can do the same thing I did the first time again, and I have a blueprint that's in layman terms that I can pass to others, then I'll believe that this is true. Because right now, I don't know. I'm just being transparent. Right? Sometimes you go through things in life where you trust God so much, and then you're just like, why is this still happening, or why am I still going through these challenges? So I did that. I set a goal for myself, and I said, if I can make $1 million in 24 months doing this, and I document it, then I will share the message. And so it was 36 months in, it wasn't 24 months, that I was doing a meditation, and I heard the Millennial Millionaire, and I was like, okay, what about the millennials? And so one thing after another, and then I met my business partner. I call her my business bestie, and she sent me a screenshot from 2018 where she was addressing millennial millionaires, and I was like, what? Like,
all right, hold on. So you made $1 million in 36 months?
It was supposed to be 24, but it ended up being 36.
Still, people don't make $1 million in their lifetime.
I think most of us touch it. We just don't know.
There's a lot that don't. That's a lot of money. Tell me how. So there's this topic that's boiling. I'm dying to ask you about.
I don't want to go too deep.
Give me the short version of how to make $1 million in 3 years.
So you want to know my strategy, how I did it specifically?
Yeah.
Okay, so because I literally low-key started from ground zero.
And you said you documented.
I did document it. So I started from ground zero. Like, literally, when I say I lost everything, including my mind, it wasn't like a catastrophic. Some parts of it was catastrophic, but some parts of it was like that song, Spin That Yeah. Like, I was just spinning it. So I literally got myself back to the bottom line, and I started from ground zero. And the way that I did it.
Before that, how many times have you become a millionaire?
Now it's been twice.
Over, under, over.
So it's been twice now, because when I was 20, I'm not going to count when I was 21 because I didn't quite make it.
Doesn't count.
Doesn't count. I didn't make it. But when I came back around, it took me 36 months. And I've done that at least 3 or 4 times for myself. But also I have others that I've also taken over that mark as well.
Now, in short, because you have to teach us infinite banking, we got to get to that topic. How did you do $1 million in 36 months? Multiple times.
So I did it really through reverse engineering. Honestly, I know it probably sounds cliche, but I really wanted to know like what my expenses were and like how much money I needed to know that if I ever had another life emergency, that I wouldn't get my whole life taken out. Because I felt like I should have at least had money setting aside. If someone dies, you need 6 months. So that's where I started. I'm serious.
Yes.
We don't think, as millennials, we're not thinking about this. We don't even think about if we get sick. We're just like, oh, we're entrepreneurs, and so no. So I literally went to my expense sheet because I've been decent with money, and I looked at my overhead and I said, how much does it cost to be you? I calculated how much it costs to be me, and I reverse engineered that through trading.
Trading.
Yep.
No surprise. And I've seen you do it live.
Trading is really how I still do it. I mean, infinite banking is great, but it's really just a state of mind. It's not really the asset class you choose. You can do the same thing with land banking, but it's just the principles.
Okay. Got it. So you just said trading. Everybody knows you can make tons of money in trading.
Yeah, but the reason why I don't just like to say trading is because then I have people come to me who want me to make them a millionaire by tomorrow.
It took you 36 months.
They don't want 36 months. They want tomorrow. They want 36 hours.
Well, here, if you give them the bot, then there you go.
Well, in that case,
See? You can.
Like, in that case.
You at 92%. The bot got to be doing better than 92. Even 5%. 5% with like 100,000. Not even. 5% a day, $20,000 will get you
My
there in like
the coder and the
150
trader
days.
that I
It's
have
more
right
than
now,
150.
we had an account back in March of this year, excuse me, that had $40,000. They took it to over $200,000 in less than 90 days.
Yeah.
Just by compounding it.
5%. 5% will grow it quick. I think 5% in 80 days at 20,000.
And with the proper trading plan, and that's why I teach the trading psychology instead of trading strategy. Because I feel like when you get caught up in the trading strategy, you're more focused on how much I can make and how soon. Whereas the trading psychology, I'm saying, hey, let's learn a skill set that's going to pay us. That's what femininity and finance is about. It's like, let's get a skill set that's going to pay us for the rest of our lives. No, I don't mean this any type of way when I say this, but if I hear another woman say, let's go find us a 6-figure nigga.
Oh.
You know, because it's like you can develop a skill set that will pay you more than 6 figures.
I want to get it. I almost want to bring
anyway.
in another guest, but I'm not. I'm not. I'm not.
But anywho.
Y'all got a lot to talk about. Y'all have a lot to talk about. The Land Bank Show is making some really good contacts here.
Yeah, you guys need a directory soon.
That would be dope.
Yeah, definitely have a directory. That way everyone who comes on the podcast,
they meet and do business.
That's what I'm saying. But you need to be getting a percentage.
That'll be cool. It'd really be for y'all. But I'll be doing business with y'all too. So the realist.
We're private bankers over here. We believe that you should get a cut as well.
All right. Come on. Let's get into it.
Let's
get into it.
The
Land Bank team is waiting. We have to get into infinite banking.
Let's get it.
Tell me what it is. Tell me how we can become our own bank.
Okay. So.
Before that, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Let's do it.
Alexis Holifield is the only person that has attempted to explain infinite banking to me, and I kind of understand it. So kudos to you, because I'm like infinite banking for dummies. I just don't understand the concept of infinite banking. So could you please tell us what it is and explain it?
Yes. So I like to say that where purpose is unknown, mismanagement is inevitable, first of all. And I won't say I like to say. Dr. Miles Monroe said that. And so when you understand, and I'm giving you this preface because it makes it easier to understand. Back in 1913, the Federal Reserve was created. When they created themselves, they also created something called a fractional Federal Reserve System, which is what we call the banks. Fair enough, right?
Fair enough.
So the whole job of the banks was, yes, to secure the reserves of their clients, but also to make a business, because they need to do what?
Make money.
Exactly. So they make money off our ignorance. So they make money off what we don't know. So back in 1913, when they made this book, they just, and I won't make this a physics lesson, but they basically outlined money velocity and forward momentum. And they then, covered it up nicely and just said, we're going to leverage other people's money to loan out other money, to earn more money.
Got it.
So they made this whole propaganda thing where who do they tell to save money? What is a majority of well, I won't say a majority of Americans are spenders. But for the Americans who think that they want to build wealth or that they think they want financial independence, what is the first thing that they start doing? Starts with the S.
Save.
Exactly. And where do they save?
The banks.
Okay. Now, when they're saving in the bank, how much interest do they earn on their money?
Maybe 1%.
Okay.
Am I passing?
No.
I got all the answers right.
I think you got all
How
the
much they
answers
save?
right.
More? Less?
When you said passing, I thought you meant passing a number. I'm like, no, you didn't.
No, I got 3 answers right so far.
Exactly. You got 3 answers right so far.
All right, cool.
So the banks are giving them interest. Now, who do you think makes more money on the money in the bank? Do you think it's for your money in the bank?
The banks invest our money.
Okay. So the whole idea in becoming your own bank is that you're no longer getting, I hope I'm not ridiculed for saying this. You're no longer getting pimped by the banks.
Nobody cares about
I'm
you
just
saying the word pimped. It's fine. This is my show. You can say whatever you want.
That's exactly what it is. Because if I'm putting my heart... So think about this. I tell my clients this. Their mind goes... Psh. If you have a 9-to-5 job... Now, we know that you're an entrepreneur. You own land and real estate portfolios. But when you were a 9-to-5er... If you had a direct deposit selection checked, who gets the money first when you get paid? Is it you or the bank?
Me.
Nope. The bank.
Correct. Oh, so if I had a direct deposit check, it goes to the bank. Yes.
The moment that check is deposited, it becomes an asset for you, right? Because you see a positive X amount, but it becomes a liability for the bank. Because now they need to figure out, how fast can I make money on this money before Charles takes it out to do whatever he needs to do? Mm-hmm. So in short, really what becoming your own bank means is that you're taking your financial future out of the hands of a public financial institution and you're putting it into the hands of a private financial institution.
Okay.
Right? So it's the same way as instead of you. Okay, so when you have a bank account, you have a regular bank, you're a customer.
Got it.
They give you a debit card.
Okay.
If I take the letter I out of debit, what does that say?
Debt.
If I go with the credit union, I'm a member.
Okay.
I'm a member. In one space, I'm a consumer. I'm a customer. In one space, I'm a member.
Got it.
Do you know the difference between your family member walking in the door and someone who you don't know walking in the door?
Yes.
It's a big difference, right?
Yes.
Are you welcoming them the same?
No.
Are you treating them the same?
No.
Are you giving them the same treatment?
No.
Absolutely not. So that's the point. The point is that as a banker, if you're operating within public financial institutions, you're always getting the lower end of the stick because they are making the most amount of money on your money and you're getting nothing in return. When you're becoming your own bank, the only thing you're doing is taking your money from the public financial institutions and you're creating your own private reserve. Now, in the case that you're talking about in how to become your own bank, they're talking about leveraging cash value life insurance as an asset class. So your savings account, real estate, stocks, those are all asset classes. The reason why real estate is such a big deal is because it's an asset class. So you can say, oh, it's recession proof. If the market crashes, your principal is still around. So the wealthy literally just use life insurance as a place where they can still save the same amount of money that they know they need to save, but they get the 500% instead of the bank.
You're going to have to go deeper.
Okay.
So instead of my money going in the bank, let's just say I get a check for a house sale, $100,000. Mm-hmm. I'm going to buy an insurance policy with that money.
So instead of giving you a general yes or no, I would rather say when you got that $100,000 check, would you have rather used the money once? So let's say you have $100,000 in the bank account. If you withdraw that $100,000, what's your balance?
0.
So where did you end up back?
0.
Okay. Option B is you can still have that same $100,000, but if you funnel it through a different financial institution, you can keep your original principal. That will be earning interest because it's protected. It's your cash value. They're saying
Correct.
This is Charles's asset. Now, Charles goes...
Which is a life insurance policy.
Which is the cash value accumulated in a life insurance policy.
So I got a life insurance policy with $100,000 in it.
$100,000 cash in it, yes.
And I'm earning interest on it.
You're earning interest on it.
What type of policy?
So there's two types of insurance policies. There's term and there's permanent. So I always like to say term is more like renting because you're paying money, but you're not earning equity. Right. If we're talking about a metaphor of real estate.
Yeah, no, I think we all know term and whole life. We know what
not term and whole life, term and permanent.
Term and permanent.
Yes,
okay.
Because that's the part where our people are a little bit confused because we've been educated late. J.C. Penney started J.C. Penney's with the whole life. Walt Disney was started with the whole life. Right? Okay. So whole life was lit back then. Now there are some options that could be better based on our inflation rates.
Okay.
But I would say for our sake, there's term and permanent. And if you're saying, hey, I want to preserve my money, not risk it to market loss, and not lose it to inflation, protect it from the IRS, protect it from child support, protect it from lawsuits, this is where you would put it.
A permanent life
A
insurance policy.
permanent life insurance policy.
Give me an idea of some of the returns on a permanent life insurance policy.
So I like to say documentation beats argumentation. So I would love to throw out some random numbers, but I'll give you what we actually are doing. So every year we do reviews with our clients. And so most recently our clients have been doing between 10 to 20%
Return.
yeah.
That is incredible.
Yeah. I mean, so what I'm learning too, and this is why the wealth strategy is so important, is because anybody can say they're doing an IUL. Anybody can say, oh, come get an infinite banking policy. But the truth is, if they don't know what your full financial picture is, if they don't know what your full comprehensive goals are, it's kind of hard to make sure there's a picture that works in totality. So I'll give you an example. I had a client. She had a policy. I asked her about it. She said, yeah, I think I have one of those. I said, when's the last time you had a review? She said, oh, I don't know. So we reviewed it. She could not borrow against it. That is one of the things that makes it infinite banking, is that you can leave your money there uninterrupted from compounding interest while you borrow against it.
Okay.
So little things like that are what make the difference in how you can use it.
Is that the IUL policy?
So she did have an IUL, but it didn't have all the features.
It could be structured. You guys know how to structure an IUL policy.
It can
This is
be
the part where I'm gonna
permanent. How to structure a permanent policy.
Okay. So you know how to structure through your wealth management
Firm, yes.
firm a permanent life insurance policy.
That's structured and leveraged as an asset class.
Structured and leveraged as an asset class that can earn 10 to 20% per year. And you can borrow. What's the death benefit?
So what we typically like to do when we're working with our clients is identify if they're looking to do a death benefit focused or a cash value focused. And this is kind of what I was telling you off camera, right? So if you want a policy that you can use more of the cash to live a legacy, you want the lowest death benefit possible.
Okay.
And the reason for that is because the higher the death benefit, the higher the fees. So every year the insurance carrier will be taking a larger amount from your cash value because they're anticipating that we're going to have to pay out a larger amount.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it for cash, you say, nope, my children have these other policies. I want to use this for investing. I'm using this for this project.
Okay.
Or I'm using this for this 5 years or this 10 years. You do the lowest death benefit possible so that you can maximize your cash value.
So that $100,000, I can borrow against it. How soon?
So if you do a whole life policy, you can borrow within the first 30 days.
So I'm going to deposit $100,000 into this account.
Mm-hmm.
30 days later, I can borrow 90%,
Up to 70%, about 70 to 80%.
So I can borrow 70%. I'm still making 10 to 20% on the 100,000.
So if you're doing the first 30 days, it's going to be whole life. So whole life only pays dividends.
Okay.
So they're a mutual company. It's very simple. Think of whole life as mutual, index as index.
You're going to tell me what to buy.
Yes.
So I'm going to give you the $100,000. You're managing it. You're buying either a whole life or an IUL.
Yep. I'm pretty much asking you how soon you want access to it and if your goal is cash benefit focused or death benefit focused.
Okay. And that will determine how you split them or which one you buy.
Which one we get.
All right. So there is a policy you can buy, which I will still get at minimum $100,000 death benefit, right? Or is my death benefit always equivalent to the cash value?
That's a really good question. So typically they have something called a corridor. Mm-hmm. So they really always make sure death benefit is higher than your cash value. Okay. Because the idea is if Charles has a full loan out on his policy, we still want to make sure his family has something remaining. I
got my Series 6 and 63, by the way. I did. You can always.
Can someone dust his shoulder off?
FINRA will attest.
Can
right?
I air dust you?
No, yeah, but I kind of didn't understand a whole lot of it. So I passed. I'm knowledgeable, but I never book smart and putting it into practice is something different. And then understanding how to leverage them for things like this. No one taught me to connect the dots in this manner.
I think it's interesting because when I only got my insurance license, like I was telling Brooklyn, is because my policy was improperly structured. Mm-hmm. And so my mentor kept asking me, my business partner now, kept asking me, can he see it? And I'm like, what do you want to see it for? Like,
Right.
I don't need you to look at it. I'm good.
Policy.
It's a policy.
You think they're all the same?
I'm like, what do you want to see? And so he showed me where, my policy with what I was paying into it would lapse when I'm 54.
Okay.
And so that was the determining factor of why I even got licensed in the first place, was to be like, okay, I need to know how this works. Yeah.
So for our audience, can you tell them how important it is to read and understand your policy?
I think it's really the most important thing. And I'll be transparent. Like, when I first got into the industry, I was literally ignorance on fire. Like, the financial firm I was in, they said, oh, people haven't done what you've done in 60 days. They don't do that in 5 years. And I thought it was admirable until I learned, like, why. Because I was selling the highlight benefits and features of it without fully understanding what the dangers of it were. And so if your policy is improperly structured, even a trust, it's literally the difference between it working and completely not working. So that's why we offer the complimentary financial reviews and just policy reviews, because even how we met, the individual, I won't drop any names, but the individual who connected us, we were speaking on their platform. That was how I launched their insurance agency. Nice. Was we reviewed their policy. I just posted that there was a reel where he was saying, I had my policy for 10 years. And I was putting money into it. And it wasn't until I had it reviewed to know that, it wouldn't have produced what we anticipated. So I would say it's 1,000%.
So you got them straight?
We got them straight. If you're a part of the Land Bank Club, we got you. And I'll tell you all, like we told Charles, one of the things our clients do essentially pay about 4 figures to get their plans reviewed and go over their top financial goals and priorities. But I really value you. I rock with you and what you're doing. Mm-hmm. So I would love to offer it to your community complimentary. Y'all heard it here first. So
a complimentary wealth management review?
A complimentary financial review. So if they have IRAs, 401ks, stocks, or stocks or anything, or if you have an insurance policy and you just want to know, is it structured properly? If you have a trust, you want to know if it's structured properly, or an estate plan. I got the green light this morning from the firm that we can offer that to you complimentary. So yes.
I don't know how to facilitate my team contacting you about this, because this is on YouTube, so everybody's gonna contact you and say, "Oh, we're on the Land Bank team."
Well, are they already a part of your? Is there a part where they're a part of your community?
Yeah. Okay. So maybe I'll drop it in the community. But either way, you know what? We're here for everybody, right? We're here for our people, educating our people. Let's do this. Let's tell people, how do they find you?
Okay. So I can be found on Instagram at Alexis Holifield. So it's ALEXIS HOLIFIELD_, or at themillennialmillionaire.co. That's the best way.
Love it.
But I would also like to maybe create a link for you.
So new members.
So new members who are going through as long as they're coming through the Land Bank Club, the Land Bank show. Yeah. Even if they see this later, as long as they come through your link, we're good to go.
We'll post it.
We'll post it.
All right. So we have Let's Build Birmingham.
Let's Build Birmingham. I'm really excited about this.
You coming out?
I'm coming out. You said February 26th?
28th.
February 28th.
It's a Friday.
Well, I need to come on the 26th then, so I can be here a couple of days before. Because I'm trying to get some land too, Charles.
Birmingham is the place.
I want to be here to serve, but I have some students as well who want to leverage their policies. I'm serious. That's why I'm on the show. I was telling you that already.
We have time. We have enough time where individuals can restructure some of their policies, right? Repurpose some of their money. Because if we could put whatever amount, $10,000, and take 7, still have the benefit of a policy, it benefits us more than having just our regular money in a policy. Right. So if we could move it there, borrow from it, still get the money and the death benefit and the interest.
And get the land.
It'll be phenomenal. So we have to do that. I got to learn more. I want you to teach this to my community at a granular level. So when you get the link, I'm going to drop it in there, and I want you to sit with them and have the consultation. We'll probably start it at the top, right? The VIP members, the platinum members who are in like the longer term mentorship, and then we'll trickle it down. But I'll make sure everybody in the Land Bank family, everybody in the community gets it and gets an opportunity. It's a lot of us though.
I mean, and I can also connect to and see with my team because we have, I've launched insurance agencies for a couple of communities. And what I like to do when I go in is I always do assessments. So I like to find out where everybody is, like kind of what they understand. And I've been able to curate our IP to that. So I would love to kind of figure out, because this is the thing,
it's
Charles,
over 2,000.
We got to act now, as you know.
Yeah.
So it's like that's really been my goal as well, is to figure out how to take this high level information and apply it with high-level systems of implementation, just like you're doing. You're not just saying, hey, come watch this YouTube video. You're taking them out to the land. You're showing them exactly what to do. So I would even want to figure out how we can, even if it's for the VIP, give them something tangible to take away.
Why don't we do this? I'm doing some auctions. I don't really announce them too much because the crowd gets too crazy. But it's all fun. It's all like killer fun, right?
Yeah.
Tons of fun. But why don't we do this? Would you be interested in coming with us to an auction?
Absolutely.
It'd be hundreds of us, though.
I'm aligned. I'm ready to serve.
You aligned?
I'm aligned.
All right. So why don't we do this? I'll bring
aligned.
you to an auction. We do like pre-auction work. Because sometimes they be nervous, right?
Okay.
People get nervous before they go to an auction. So we do all this. And here, I'll dispel a myth. You guys see videos where tons of people are yelling, buy the block, and going crazy, right? The reality, we don't do like marches and things like that, right?
I don't know,
protests.
Charles, I was thinking
it sounds like
too.
it sounds like it, right? But that is a mechanism that I use, or that we use, to release nervous energy. So we stand up, and it aligns us in the auction so we don't bid against each other. It's like if we all did something together, when we go outside the room, it kind of, we get to know each other, we laugh. I'm implementing for the next auction and every auction I do going forward, I'm implementing a Soul Train line. Because what it does, it builds camaraderie. It builds like the energy gets on.
We got to do a private banker's line.
We have to go into these auctions one band, one sound.
Right.
I don't want people bidding against each other. So I feel like if we all spent an hour together doing some team building, networking, and really have a respect for each other, when we go to the auction, we won't be greedy and we won't bid against each other. So we do all these exercises and stuff. There's an educational component, of course, where I do auction prep and show them exactly how the auction's going to go. And then what I'd like to do is have you teach, or at least introduce, the concept of infinite banking. And restructuring your policy so there's more benefit to them.
And their current market-based investments. Because one of the biggest concerns I have with clients right now is that they understand the market is going through a major reset.
Yep.
And so a lot of them are nervous because they have 401ks, they have IRAs, they have stocks, and they don't even know that you can protect that purchasing power. You can protect that principal and borrow against it. So that's another powerful thing, where your members, will have, even clients, they didn't know, like, wow, so I had $500,000 in this 401k and I can leverage it. Or I can move this money from the market where I could lose money and borrow against it to buy land. So there's a lot of power in that.
Here's where it's going to be important.
Please tell me.
As the market fluctuates, our 401ks fluctuate.
Absolutely.
That is the most annoying thing.
All market-based investments.
Because people, it's your lifetime savings for some of our team members. So they get to a certain amount. Just imagine you save up $100,000 in your 401k. The market crashes, which you have no control over, and then it's at like 90 or 91. And it's like, it's the most frustrating thing. So if we could have a place to put our money that's not susceptible to the changes in the market, that would be huge for us. Because I feel it too.
Yeah, I mean, that's literally the number one concern. I feel like no time there hasn't been a time like now where I have individuals who have also lost money during 2008.
Yeah.
So they're even more, where I had an American Airlines pilot come to me. He's like, I lost 50% of my retirement. And little did he know, insurance products literally would have just gave him a protective floor. Same market volatility, except you get a death benefit and you don't lose any money.
Downside protection is important.
Downside protection.
You don't get it necessarily in 401ks. All right, let's build Birmingham. February 28th, we are putting together 500 people. It's going to be the biggest conference that I've ever done, the biggest conference my community has ever done. I want to invite you to it. And Birmingham has got hundreds of millions of dollars to develop. They strongly believe in public to private partnerships, where they want to partner with individuals that have private firms, private companies as far as development. And I'm going to leverage the land bank team, the community, and our constituents to actually build Birmingham together. So I want to invite you to that. It's going to be in Birmingham, and February 28th we're launching. It's like the opening night, Friday night, and it's going to be what we're doing for Black History Month. So Friday night, we setting it off in Birmingham. I know the spot we going to, phenomenal place, Black owned. Beautiful spot, networking, so you'll get to know team members, and when you actually get to see them, it's even better.
I love
right?
that.
So we got networking, mixer Friday, and then we going all learning, education, straight, like education, acquisition, banks will be there. Everything we need will be there in one room collectively. So I want to formally invite you. You think you'll make it?
I know that I'll make it. I'm honored.
Let's go.
Especially Black History Month.
What other month could we do it?
That's a big deal.
Birmingham, Alabama. We about to go crazy.
So we building land banks and family banks.
Yes. We're building properties. We're building portfolios through the land banks, but we're creating our own family bank.
I love that.
And you're going to teach us how.
I'm excited.
Let's do it. All right. Thank you so much, Alexis Holifield. You told us how to find you. That wraps up this show of the Land Bank Show. Like, subscribe, share it with people, because we have to know these concepts. And I hate to say this, but we have to find ways to make money outside of the traditional ways of working, right? We understand working just isn't it and isn't going to be it for the long term. So let's lock in. Let's make sure you subscribe and watch future episodes and past episodes so you guys can learn how to run up a bag like Alexis did over and over again. Thank you. We out.
Yes, yes. Peace.